Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Jessica and today I'll be guiding you through a short hip mobility routine. Today's practice is perfect to do in the morning or before your workout or any time that you feel like you need to help improve your hip mobility. We're going to passively stretch as well as actively stretch through the range of motion of our hips. This practice is suitable for any level and no props are required. We're going to begin in Baddha Konasana, so a butterfly position. Bring the soles of your feet together. Rest your knees down towards the sides, and your feet can either be closer into your body or further away, whichever feels good for you in your hips right now. Hold on to your feet. Lift your chest up, lengthen through the sides of your waist. Stay here if that's enough for you, or you can start to tip forward. Think about sending your chest towards your feet. By starting out, we're just going to be holding a passive stretch for a few breaths, just to start warming up and easing into the muscles of the hips and the surrounding area. Take a few deep breaths in and out through the nose. It's super important when we're working on our range of motion to come back to the breath and use the breath to help increase and guide that range. So the more you can breathe into it, the more control you have over the range of motion you have. So breathe nice and deeply in through the belly, in through the sides of the waist, and into the back. Lift yourself up so that you're sitting up nice and tall and that the crown of your head is lifted. You may want to bring your heels in a little bit more or bring your hands to your ankles or shins. I'm going to continue holding on to my feet because I have long arms. Press your knees down towards the mat as much as you can. Squeeze your glutes and release. We'll do this twice more. Press your knees down, squeeze your glutes, feel your inner thighs working, and release. Once more, we'll press you down. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And let it go. Walk your hands forward or lean your body forward. Notice if this has helped you fold a little deeper. Walk your hands back up. If you're facing the short edge of your mat, I want you to turn so that you're on the long edge of your mat the way I'm facing. Spread your feet nice and wide. Come up onto the heels of your feet, place your hands behind you, and then knock your knees over to the left. Turn your torso over to the left as well so that it's facing over your leg. So you're in this 90-90 position. You have a 90-degree bend in your back leg and in your front leg. If you notice that you're leaning over to the side, press into your palm, come up onto your fingertips, and try to lengthen so that you're sitting straight up. Press your foot into the mat, press your knee into the mat, and think about trying to press your knee towards your hips. Notice how this has changed the feeling. If you're already sitting up tall with ease, try to lift your hand off of the mat. Take a few breaths in this position. If this is very easy for you, you can start to lean over slightly. If you lean over, make sure that you're continuing to press your knee back and that you're lengthening your spine and folding from your hips. Turn your body to the diagonal now, and then externally rotate your left thigh think about trying to sit your left hip bones towards the mat. If this is a lot on your knee, you can play with moving your foot forward or back slightly. If this is easy for you and you're not feeling much, you can always lean back slightly. Take a few breaths in this position. On your next inhale, ground down through your heel. Lift your knee off of the mat without moving your left leg. And see as far as it can go. Lift, lift, lift. Squeeze your glutes. And then, once you've reached your max capacity, start to shift both knees over to the right. Adjust yourself as needed. Sit up nice and tall. Press your foot down into the mat. Press your knee down into the mat. And think about sending it back towards your hips. If you notice that you're leaning over, use your hand to help press yourself up. Lengthen through both sides of your waist. And from here, if you would like, you can tip over slightly, sending your chest towards your knee. Take a few breaths here. Turn your upper body towards the angle, and then externally rotate your right leg or left leg now, and then sit your left hip towards the mat, almost like you're tucking your tailbone underneath you. You may want to walk your hands back or shift your leg forward or back depending on how it feels for you. Ground down through your left heel. Start to pick up your left knee. Open it as far as you can without moving your right leg. And then once you've gone as far as you can, start to tip over back to the left. Adjust your hips as needed. Check to see if you're still in this 90-90 position. Press your palms into the mat to help lift yourself up nice and tall. This time, what we're going to do is press down into our right knee, so your back knee, and you're going to try to lift your left or right heel off of the mat. So you need to squeeze your glutes, lift, lift, lift. Now it's okay if it doesn't lift off the mat. It's the intention that matters here. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Take a deep breath in to reset, and exhale, lift. Squeeze your glutes. Think about lifting. It's okay if it doesn't get very high, and it's okay if it doesn't lift at all. Try to keep your upper body nice and tall so you're not leaning forward, and lower. Once more, just like this. Take a deep inhale, exhale, squeeze, and lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower. Same as before, bring your hand behind your hip. Start to lift your knee off the mat, go as far as you can, and then tip your knees over to the right. So now we are doing the left leg. So press into your left heel, set your foundation first, lift your torso up nice and tall. Make sure that you're facing over your leg. Press into your knee and then try to lift your back leg. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. This side may be different, it may be better, it may be worse. And that is perfectly okay. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower. Once more, inhale to reset. Exhale, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your outer hip, and lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift your knees up and shift them over to the left. This time, we're going to focus on the front leg. So set your foundation again. Check in with your body. Press into your foot, press into your knee, and press down as hard as you can. So press, press, press. And then switch. So try to lift your knee and your ankle off of the ground. Lift, lift, lift. And it may not come up. Mine doesn't come up, but I'm thinking about lifting my leg up off of the mat. Press down into the mat now. And try to lift. You may be shaking. If you are, you're doing it right. Press down into the mat. And then try to lift it up and relax. We'll switch over to the other side now. So set your foundation, torso facing over your leg. Lift up nice and long through your waist. Press down into your knee and into your heel. Then press as hard as you can down into the mat. Press, 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 and then switch this motion and think about trying to lift your foot, lift your leg off of the ground. And then switch, press into the mat, and then lift. Once more, press down, and try to lift, 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 squeeze, 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 and release. Windshield wiper your legs a few times just to let it go. And then we'll roll over onto hands and knees. Tuck your toes, lift yourself up, bring your hands to your hips, bring your right foot in front of you so that you're in this lunge position. If you'd like, you can cross or you can flip your mat over to the side to pad your knee. If you have blankets or cushions, you can also use that. Keep your back toes tucked, hands on your hips, and then shift your weight forward into this lunge position. Take a breath in. Exhale, shift your hips back, straighten your front leg, come up onto the heel of your front foot, send your chest towards your foot. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, fold over. Keep a micro bend in your front leg. Keep a nice long spine. So we're lengthening through the front of the thigh, your hip flexors and your quads, and then we're lengthening through the hamstring. If this is hard for you to balance, you can go next to a wall and hold on to the wall, or you can use a chair, a foam roller, or anything that you have nearby to help with your balance. Keep going a few more rounds. Come back to your lunge. Shift your hips back slightly so your hips aligned over your knee, and then bring your foot back underneath you, switching sides. So if you rolled up your mat, unfold it, and then bring your left foot out in front of you. Maybe you want to roll the other side of your mat for your knee joint. Keep your toes tucked behind you. Send your hips forward. Think of keeping your rib cage down as you lengthen your abdomen up and lengthen through the sides of your waist. Exhale, shift your hips back, straighten your leg. Inhale for your lunge. Exhale, straighten your leg, come up onto your heel. Toes facing towards the ceiling, chest to your foot. Inhale. Maybe you get a little bit deeper each round. And again, using a prop if you need to help with your balance. Let's do a few more. Come back into your lunge position. Shift your hips over your knee. Send your leg back. Unfold your mat. Bring your big toes together. Widen your knees. Walk your hands forward. Child's pose. Take a few breaths here. Notice how your hips feel now compared to the start of this practice. Notice if they feel more open. Maybe you've increased the range of your motion. Do the muscles around feel looser? Do they feel more engaged? How do you feel? Walk your hands in. Find your way to a comfortable seat. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you feel more opened up through your hips, your hamstrings, your quads. Let me know what time of day you did this. What did you do it before? And how did it make you feel? I would love to know in the comments. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment and and subscribe for more videos. Thank you. Bye.